What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to talk about Workhorse. It is dropping in the market. We just got earnings. I'm going to go over that. It's definitely going to be a busy day to me. We've also got Senseonics reporting and CleanSpark. I'm going to try to cover all three. CleanSpark and Senseonics are reporting after hours. And we actually have some really big news here that just came out today for CleanSpark. So you're definitely going to want to stick around and watch that video later today. But in this video, we're going to look at Workhorse. I'm also going to give you some points on the chart to watch out for. Let's start it up. Now, I'll leave you a link down below for this, but I'm just here at Workhorse's site in their investor relations. And as said by the CEO, our critical strategic initiatives remain on time and on budget. The recent actions we've taken include building out our leadership team, transforming our manufacturing operations, establishing strategic relationships with industry-leading providers, and executing on our product roadmaps for both commercial and aerospace vehicles. We secured a new purchase agreement for our C1000, W4, CC, and W750 products, which include over 1,000 build slot reservations in 2022 and 2023. As said by Rick, we remain confident in the solid foundation we're putting in place to deliver electric vehicles that our customers want and need. Now, they've definitely hired a lot of experienced folks recently here. They hired a new VP of sales and marketing who will join the company in September. They onboarded 5 engineers with a combined 175 plus years of experience. They also strengthened their supply chain team, and their factory renovations for the Union City plant are complete. However, their repairs and upgrades are still ongoing, and they also have site security and test track construction underway and should be completed by year's end. Now, they say that they're still on track to start production in the main production facility in Q3 of 2022. And also, Tropos Technologies, a 3-year contract manufacturing agreement up to 2,000 units per year. Once the ramp up's complete, it's definitely going to have to ramp up, just like what we just saw here from Green Power. You know, they got 8 vehicles from Green Power, and they do say they're rapidly ramping them up. But I'll leave you guys the link down below for this. There's definitely a lot of details here, but they did suffer from a decrease in vehicle sales. The cost of sales decreased, but this was partly due to a decrease in vehicle sales, so that's not necessarily good news. SG&A increased because of employee compensation, labor-related expenses, research and development costs increased. Now, they do go on to say that they did sell Lordstown in 2021, so their other loss was 0 because they were out of that, but we already knew that. So they had a net loss of 21 million compared to a net loss of 43 million in the same period last year. And loss from operations in the second quarter was right in line, right where they've been, typically 22 million. And the company does state that they have 140 million in cash. So if their net loss is 21 million, that gives them a decent run rate, if you think about it. Now, here's their 2022 guidance. And they say, assuming current supply chain lead times remain unchanged, Workhorse now expects to manufacture and sell between 150 to 250 vehicles and generate between 15 to 25 million in revenue for calendar year 2022. So that's one big reason this is selling off, because they did cut their expectations for deliveries. But Workhorse is definitely suffering from some growing pains, you know, and of course we're dealing with this harsh economy. We're dealing with inflation, we're dealing with higher prices, supply chain issues, so these things also aren't helping Workhorse at all. But you know, in the end, I'm gonna stick it through with this one. I do believe in the long-term goal, and if you look at the progress that they've made over the last few months, you know, with the drones, their progress in deals recently with Green Power, that they are just now ramping up. They literally just started deliveries. And they also have their inventory of C1000s to build and sell. And real quick here, guys, I wanted to show you this. Before I look at the technicals, the C1000, they revised the front suspension, and that design is complete. The FMVSS is testing it, and that's Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard. Testing it expected to be complete and production to begin in Q3 of 2022. So more vehicles that Workhorse can produce. Now, Workhorse does remain on track to return the vehicles to service and repair all previously manufactured vehicles. Remember that recall? Well, they're almost finally done digging themselves out of that. And remember, guys, that was previous executive, previous management team. So it's nice to see that they're finally, you know, wrapping it all up with their recall issue. Now, they also plan to manufacture 50 to 75 additional C1000s from their inventory on hand, and they did mention that in their previous call. Now, looking at the technicals, you'll see that this absolutely sold off. Now, you'll notice that we're now back in this channel. We'll see if we bounce around it again. It does seem like Workhorse is going to try to establish a previous resistance as a support. We did break out of this area. This 370, we'll see if it holds it. And while things do look bad for earnings, while, you know, them decreasing their expected delivery numbers, while that all seems bad, you got to realize, you know, this company is still in its infancy. There's definitely going to be growing pains along the way. They're definitely going to miss some numbers and beat some numbers. Now, I'm just waiting for them to actually start beating some numbers. But all in due time, guys. You got to give them some time. Building vehicles isn't easy. Now, remember, guys, Workhorse is definitely speculative. You don't want to go all in just one stock. You definitely want to have a well-rounded portfolio. Workhorse is somewhere around 2 to 3% of my position, and it will likely stay there. Will I be buying if this dips? Personally, I'll be looking for it right around the $3 area, because that would be on the bottom of this ascending channel that we were trading in for quite a while, all the way since May. So it's very possible we do bounce off of this right here, right around $3. And this would happen right around August 18. So towards the middle of August, I will be continuing to keep an eye on Workhorse. And if it does continue to downtrend, it's very possible we do bounce off this $3 area. I will be watching for that. But stick around, guys. I will be trying to cut up Workhorse's earnings, give you guys the edited conference call. And also, we've got some big news for CleanSpark and Senseonics earning coming out later today. Hopefully, I can cover it all. I got work later today, but we will see how it goes. But thanks so much for watching, guys. How do you feel about Workhorse? And the fact that they're lowering their delivery estimates, does that change your mind about Workhorse? Are you getting out of it? Are you going to just hold? Are you going to buy the dips? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks as always, guys, and